All right, welcome back to the Hobby Dad channel. Today we're going to take a quick look at a game I just recently received. I played it a few times already. Dungeon Mayhem, and this is the Monster Madness box. Now I think there are other ones available, but I'm just going to review this one because this is the one I have and I've played. For 8 plus, 2 to 6 players, you have several different characters that you can play as. It is a card game, and it's actually pretty easy and fun to play. So, Wizards of the Coast, D&D license, all that. Simple fold-out rule sheet gives you some of the different rules plus abilities these cards do, and so kind of fun. I'm going to set that aside, though. We're going to take a look at this. Now, when you get it, this is not put together. Not really totally sure what they expected us to do with this thing, but it's handy. What I'm doing with it is I'm keeping the chips in there. So I'll do is I'll move this over for now. And so you have some tokens in here. The little health ones are going to mark damage that you may incur against a shield. These are not actually for marking your damage on your character. This one is actually going to be your character tracker here, and it has a little picture of your character. Let's see, where's this one at? I can't even remember who this is. So on one side, it's got a little picture of them. On the other side, it has their name. And so my favorite is just got to be Hoots Magoots. Not necessarily the best, but Hoots here, he is an owl bear, which is awesome, I think, to begin with. And basically, you get 6 decks to start out with. As you can see, I've got several in here that don't have any decks. A way to get us for a few extra dollars and have us buy something. But definitely a fun game. I got it as a present, so I'm not going to even guess as to the price. I didn't look it up or anything. Besides, that stuff is always changing. Who knows? Maybe this will be on Ollie's at some point, or at Ollie's, and you'll be able to get it for like next to nothing. But different characters, kind of classic, iconic D&D characters. Some of them anyway. Jaheira, if you've played any of the Baldur's Gate stuff, you know. Leah, I don't really know who Leah is. Must be maybe somebody newer. More old school D&D. Minsk and Boo, of course, classics. We've got Azan, I'm guessing. Not really sure. And we got Sutha. So, some characters there that you could buy expansion decks for. I almost forgot one. Oriax, again, a deck that didn't come with it. So those are all decks that didn't come with it, but this one is Mimi LeChase. And so what I'll do is I kind of broke them out into sections here. When you get them, they'll just be a big deck altogether. But Mimi LeChase is actually, a, not beholder, what am I thinking of? Gosh, I should know this, a mimic. There we go, Mimi LeChase, kind of in the name, I guess. And so Mimi has a token here. And the way it works is you've got these decks here. And so each person, each player has their own special deck. And for the most part, you won't switch cards between them. There are some special abilities that will allow you to do that. But for the most part, you'll just be playing with the deck that your character has. And so these cards with the picture on them, they are your kind of stat cards and stuff like that. So here's the first one. It is just a quick card showing the different conditions that can happen. You've got the shield there that will block damage. You've got the plus there that draws a card. The cross swords, which deals damage. And then you've got the play an extra card for the lightning bolt, and then the healing. And then each character has some unique abilities at the bottom there. And so if you play this card, when you get the card with that symbol or this symbol, each of them has 3 different ones. When you get those, you can do these special attacks. I'm not going to go through every one of them. If you think you'll like this game, then when you get it, you can have the fun of trying to figure out how to make those combos and things work out, because it is kind of a combo game where you can stack some things together and deal extra damage or healing. It's kind of fun in that sense. This, the second one that has the picture on there, this is the health tracker for you. So you have the little character, Hoots Magoots. You know, I'm just going to use Hoots, even though this isn't Hoots. So you find the appropriate one, and you start out at 10. And then if you have a shield, the shield will reduce any damage you take. 1 shield equals 1 damage. But once you get past your shield, you'll start taking damage along this tracker. Obviously, once you get to the broken heart, you're done. There's no coming back unless there's some special rules I haven't read about, but this is that tracker for that. And then the rest of the cards, again, I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you can see, they have the shield. So if I was to play this card, I could get a shield, which I would put out and leave in play until somebody damages it. If somebody damages it, I would put a token on it. Actually, I wouldn't, since it's 1 shield, but I would mark it if it was multiple shields with this. And then once it was destroyed, I would just put it into my discard pile. The +1 on there means that I also get to draw a card. So not only does it protect, it allows me to draw a card. And so this has all sorts of different kinds of actions. This one's an attacking card with the 2 swords, as well as healing you once. And they come up with kind of funny little lines to go with them. Non-carnivorous couch. And then what is this? Probably just dirty socks, you know, some kind of fun stuff for this mimic, this shapeshifter. Now, here is one of its special abilities. Again, I'm not going to go into all the special abilities that are available for each different one, but just to give you an idea, there's the lightning bolts, which gives you extra actions. The way this plays out is at the beginning of your turn, you'll start with 3 cards in your hand. And you keep your hand, nobody else gets to see them. Then you draw an extra card, and then you put that into your hand. Now, some abilities like that +1 allow you to draw extra cards. And so there's a 3, you could draw 3 cards. Some of them, again, are attacking and healing. Some of these, if you can get them, allow you to do 2 actions. Normally, you only get 1 action per your turn. And then you can stack these lightning bolts too. The way we played it anyway, I will not say that we played it 100% correctly, because when we first played it, we didn't. We were allowing people to attack anybody in the game. Apparently, you can only attack the people to your left or right. So again, another special ability card. You can see how it's signed up here. The symbol is a little different. This one has a lightning bolt with a feather through it. Or I'm sorry, it has the direction arrows with a feather through it, looks like. And more attack cards. So those are just kind of some of the basic rules. So everybody would get dealt out a hand. You would have your 2 cards out that you need here with your tracker on it. And then in play, I could have certain items, whether they're a special card. Some of the cards you play will allow you to, let's see, do we have a good one here? Some of the special cards says play this card and copy any other card in play. So like if somebody had a 3 shield card and I needed some shields, I'm really low on health, I could put that in play as my 1 action for my turn. Or if I was in good shape, I could play the 2 lightning bolts. Let me get this out of the way here. I could play the 2 lightning bolts, and then I could play this as my first action, and then I could attack somebody. So let's say I made this copied somebody who had 3 shields, and then I can attack somebody all in the same turn because I played this as my first action, which gives me 2 more actions. So in the end, these 2 would go to the discard pile, and then this would stay in play until somebody does 3 shields worth of damage, 3 damage to it. And I would use something like this to start marking them. They don't give you a lot of extra little tokens, but they give you enough to get by with. So you can track things on there with that. All right. Let's take a look here. So this is Mimi LaChase. I'll grab the next one out here. Mimi. Here you go, Mimi. And we have Delilah Death Star. Is that right? No, Death Ray. Death Star. I'm thinking of Star Wars. Delilah Death Ray is next here. And so, Delilah, in case you can't tell, is a cutesy beholder. And so, another kind of fun one to play. And like I said, each of their specials is unique. So here's Delilah's 2 cards that are with the picture on them. So the first one is just that, nice little reminder of what the different cards do. Here's the health tracker. And then, so again, if I start out, draw 3, and then I think they say the youngest person goes first. And then on my turn, I would draw an extra 1, so that means I'd have 4 in my hand. And so right off the bat, I get one of her specials. Okay, Charm Ray. It says until your next turn, choose the target of all the, ooh, this one's powerful, of all the damage cards. So if somebody else plays a damage card on their turn, you get to choose where that goes. And so pretty cool. And so I could play that as my action. I could play the pick up 3 cards, but I can only do one action per turn unless I have a lightning bolt that does something special. And then when I'm done, I just discard them, and that's the end. Okay. Let's see. So Delilah Death Ray. Who else do we have here? I do try to keep the picture cards at the top of the deck. Just makes it easier when you start the game. Okay, so we'll put this one back in here. And after Delilah Death Ray, we have... Okay. Delilah Death Ray, we have Lord Cinderpuff. Oh, wait, that's Hoots and Goots. Oh, there we go. I got him out of order. 1 second. Here's Lord Cinderpuff. Okay. And so Lord Cinderpuff, a very sophisticated red dragon there. He's pretty fun. His kind of thing, I haven't played all of them yet, but from what other players were telling me, for Lord Cinderpuff, his thing is kind of mostly offense. He's got a lot of offense going for him, not so much on the defense. Hoots Magoots is a little more rounded, some offense, some defense. What I like about Hoots is that you can take Hoots and you can stack some stuff together. It can work or not work, depends on what other people are playing, but if you can stack some, you can do like 5-6 damage in one blow. You have a power with Hoots that I really love, which when you do a damage, it does damage to everybody. So pretty awesome. So again, you'd say deal out your first 3 cards, beginning of the game, and then if it was your turn, you draw. Let's see here. Oh, so 3 shields right off the bat. We've got a couple of those and a special card here, a couple damage. And it says murders and acquisitions. Each player must... Now, this is kind of fun, too. Some of these cards affect everybody at the table, which kind of keeps everybody involved in the game. Each player can choose to do an attack, heal, or draw a card during your turn. And so you go around the table, and then after they choose which one they're going to do, start with you and go right. So you get to choose 1, 2, and then you repeat all the choices. So you get to do, if somebody chooses to attack, you get to also attack. It's like you get to mimic every action that the other players do, which is kind of fun. So that's the special ability, but if it was my turn, I'd get to draw another one. I'd draw another one. It's draw another card and heal. And so, investment opportunity. We've got mob of lawyers. So, again, just kind of a fun, cute game. I'm playing this with my 8-year-old and my 11-year-old. And it's easy enough that they can play it. My 8-year-old can play it just fine. Does pretty well. Especially when the uncles and aunts are a little nicer to her. Hostile takeover. So again, you can kind of see very similar cards to what the other decks have, except for those special abilities. But one thing, this one, if you'll notice, it definitely has more of the attacking ones than some of the other decks, and its special powers. But there are some shields. Okay. Ancient Anger. All right, so that is Lord Cinderpuff. Couple. Boy, we got 3 more to go through here. Call it day. Let's see, Lord Cinderpuff. Now to the next one, my favorite, Hoots Magoots. Okay, Hoots Magoots here. So again, you got the Owl Bear, which I really like. I don't know, just kind of cool. It's kind of fun. And then his top 2 cards, which are again the stuff that tells you what the cards do. There is the tracker. And then let's do this. I have not shuffled these. Maybe I should. Haven't shuffled them since the last time we played anyway. Just for a little fun, we'll shuffle them up. Cards they're decent quality. They don't seem to be, delaminating or having any other issues. They are thin enough that, they're not so thin that they're not good. It's just they are a little thin, which makes them maybe a little harder to shuffle, especially if you're not used to shuffling. But not bad at all. I'd say the quality on the whole thing is pretty good. Draw my 3 cards. And so we have Lookout Below, which is a 2 attacker. We have Strong as a Bear, which is, again, if you look at them, they're all just kind of crazy. So he's got a bat in that one. And it's attack and heal. And then we've got, oh yeah, my favorite, which is For My Next Trick. This one allows you to do an extra action, which is where we get this kind of stacking of combos going on. It does 1 damage. And this thing at the top, it is kind of hard to see on my camera, but the little arrows going everywhere. This is the 360 attack, meaning you damage every player at the table. So it says until your next turn, your attacks hit all opponents. And so what I'd like to do, so if I was given these 3 cards, my turn, going to draw my card. Oh, send in the clowns. You know what I am going to do, since I have a also continue play there. I'm going to play that one, stack those together so I at least have a shield now. And then if I was damaged, I would play, this is my last card, where it does 2 damage and heals me 1. Or if I wasn't, didn't need it, I could just do 2 damage. So I do 3 damage to everybody at the table. That's pretty powerful, especially towards the end of the game when people are low health. One thing that you gotta be careful of with old Hoots, though, is as you're waiting and trying to get these cards in your deck to build this combo, some people can mess with your deck a little bit. So gets to be kind of fun, kind of crazy. It's so a little bit of strategy, a little bit of luck in these types of games. But again, it's really fun, easy to play. I can play it with 3-4 people in under probably 15-20 minutes. All right, that's Hoots Magoots. Next up, we have, okay, get over here. It's Dr. Tentaculous. Tentaculous, I've played a little bit. Harder for me to play. I think it potentially is a powerful deck. Dr. Tentaculous, Mind Flayer there. He is harder because he's got certain powers that take a little more, not comboing, but strategic play, because you can basically, one of them allows you to swap hands with somebody. So again, not much in the way of getting other people's cards. But Dr. Tentaculous will actually allow you to get other people's cards. And so 1, 2, 3. If I start this game, and then not bad. I always like to start the game with these because I can just draw, and get 3 cards. It's great if you can get a bunch of cards at the beginning. Then you have a lot more flexibility and choice. This one is one of his special powers. This one I actually do like a lot. It says, tell me about your mother. Add the top card of each opponent's discard pile to your hand. So if somebody played their really powerful card that would really be awesome to play, you can go in, play this, and grab the top card of each player's discard. So this is pretty awesome. And then a standard shield one. Boom. If I was playing this right off the bat, that was my draw for my turn. I'd probably, since you can only play one at the beginning of your turn unless you have the lightning bolts, I'd probably honestly play the 3 draw one. And then I could get 3 more cards, see what I have. Ooh, see, there's a 3 damage right off the bat. Here's another special power, Mind Games. It says swap your hand with an opponent's hand. Again, that one I'm torn on because it's, you don't know what they have. So could be good, could be bad. And then some more damage, Ego Whip. So some cool stuff. I really do like how each deck seems to play a little bit differently. It's just a matter of figuring out maybe what your playstyle is too. Do you like to be aggressive? Do you like to be more conservative? And kind of pick whatever character along those lines. All right, we are to the last one. Also, I mean, these ones are also fun. There's really not a bad one that I can think of in all of these. Maybe as we play it more, I mean, I've probably played at least 10 games of this. There are a couple things I can talk about here in a bit, but first thing is, like, I don't know if one of these will come out as more powerful than the others. That typically happens where maybe the balance isn't perfect, but so far it seems pretty well balanced. It's been very fun. This one, the last one we're going to look at, the last one I have, is Blorp. So Blorp, the gelatinous cube. It's pretty cool. Again, you've got your top 2 with the pictures. There's that one. And then the damage tracker. And I'm going to shuffle it up again. We'll draw 3, see what we get. Just kind of check out Blorp a little bit. I have not played Blorp. Blorp is a favorite, though, amongst the people I've played with. Blorp has some pretty cool power, like special powers. And probably the one I remember the most for Blorp as a special power is the one where he can put out a shield. It's 3 shields, but once it's destroyed, it does 2 damage to the last person, you know, the person who does the last point of damage to it. So that is an excellent one to have. All right, if we were starting out, we draw 3 cards. Ooh, 3 damage right off the bat. This one's a pretty well-rounded one. Damage, a draw, and a heal. And then we've got, ooh, man, 2 3 damagers. That's kind of crazy. So if it was my turn, I get to draw. Oh, cubes have feelings too. So again, pretty fun. Fastest cube alive. Okay. Combat cubed. Ooh, there you go. So just kind of fun little sayings, sayings for each one. There are repeat cards in here. Let's see. Let's take a look at some of its power cards. So if I was to play this, man, coming out of the bat, I'd probably still play the draw 1 card. It's tough. Ooh, that one does have lightning bolt to allow extra play, but tough coming out because you're probably not going to have be damaged. So I don't know. Maybe I would just play the do damage to somebody first, especially since I have 2 of them. But let's take a look. So let me find. So again, they all have some similar cards, the lightning bolts, the damage, the draws. Now, I don't know if this one has a draw 3 though. Like I said, they're a little different, not hugely different, but some of them are a little different. Here's one of the specials. It says, "Here I come." And this one does, this turn, your damage cards ignore shield. Oh, that was the other powerful one. So 2 of its 3 abilities are pretty powerful. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's some that may be better in the long run to play as the decks go, but overall pretty well balanced, pretty enjoyable. I had a lot of fun playing it. The only other thing that I kind of, this is true of any game, so it's not really a failing of this game, but one thing is if you're playing with people and they're like best buds or whatever, it can get a little hairy because even though in theory they can only attack people to the left or right of them, you've got cards in there that allow attacking of other people, right? So like the Hoots Magoots card, I can attack everybody. Some of them allow just directly going in, taking another player's deck, or taking damage 1 time I was playing, and they decided to gang up on me, probably because I played it more and I was, I wasn't necessarily winning, but I was doing all right, where somebody damaged me who was to my left or whatever, and then it comes around to the other player, and they do one where they can control where all the damage goes. So like they took another player's damage and damaged me, and so it just pounded me. So find a group that you have fun with and that isn't going to take this too seriously, because again, there is some play in there that if people decide to gang up on you, there's really not a whole lot you can do to stop it, and it can kind of end things quickly for you, because I was literally like almost full health, and they blasted me so much that I was dead in just one turn. So that's all. That's my really only real critique of this game. Other than that, it's a fun game. I don't know if I'm using this properly or not, but it seems like the best place to put all these tokens, because they'll just, like every other game that uses tokens, they'll just get lost if they just sit in there. So I keep my tokens in there. Seems a little excessive for that, but hey, it works and I enjoy it. And so easy to pack up, easy to take with you. Dungeon Mayhem. This is the Monster Madness one, and I give it a thumbs up. I don't know, just sounded good. Thumbs up. Not necessarily a 2 thumbs up. Ooh, where we at here? But yeah, it's a fun game. I think you should try it. All right, thanks for watching on the Hobby Dad channel. Have a great day.